We're through the first midweek set of games in this season's championship. Let's have a look what went down in round 4. Reading 3, Blackburn 0. Blackburn took their 100% winning run to Reading and were well and truly beaten by the Royals. A lot of concern for Reading after they went down 4-0 at Rotherham at the weekend, but a great bounce back, and they are officially the best home team in the division with a perfect 6 points and a +4 home goal difference at the SCL. McIntyre nods home the opener in the first half. Hoyler adds the second drilling in from the angle, and 8 minutes into his return, Lucas João made it 3. If Reading can get João on the pitch 30 plus times this season, we know he'll be a big asset, and so will their home form if they can continue this good start they've made there. Blackburn remain top, but John Dahl Thomason, look, he gets a pass from me after their brilliant start, and we'll see how they respond when they visit another side with a decent home record, Sheffield United, at the weekend. Burnley 1, Hull 1. More fuel goes on the fire for the argument that Burnley's conversion, their finishing, is letting them down in this early season. Vincent Kompany's men are 3 without a win now. All the underlying numbers once again say they did enough to win this game, but they didn't win it. Hull took the lead through Tufan, but Burnley were back level before half-time through Jay Rodriguez. Hull then surrendered 81% possession in the second half, but held out to win a decent point. The Tigers have started excellently, undefeated in their first 4, and they are in the fabled 2 points per game club. And considering they've played 2 Year 1 parachute teams in the last 2 games, I say good job by Shota Arveladze. Burnley, well look, they're either going to click soon or else their fans are going to be in for a frustrating few months. The team seems to have learned to play the Kompany style. Now they need to learn how to win with the Kompany style. Birmingham 1, Watford 1. Watford are also in the 2 points per game club, and considering they have a new manager, have had some tough fixtures, and that excessively high value front 3 that started the season are either gone or pretty much transfer news and speculation magnets, I think things are probably okay at Vicarage Road. Birmingham look like they could be a decent home side after beating Huddersfield and now securing this point. Another of the good youngsters there, George Hall, gave Blues the lead. Ken Sema gets the equaliser in the second half. And although on the day Watford are going to be the more disappointed with a point, big picture, both sides are probably happy with where they are right now. Sheffield United 2, Sunderland 1. I was at this game last night, so if you want full detail, click up here to check out the vlog. But promise me you're coming back to watch the rest of the review, okay? Swansea 2, Millwall 2. We've had some mental endings to championship games this past week. Hold my beer, say Swansea and Millwall, with 2 stoppage time own goals denying Russ Martin's side the 3 points. Swansea were away and clear early in this game. Manning with the opener and then Obafemi with the second inside the first 15 minutes. We can give credit to Millwall for hanging in there and keeping pushing, but sometimes you just have to embrace the freakish nature of the situation. From a Swansea point of view, they're just going to hope that that never, ever happens again. Own goal number 1, 93rd minute off Ben Cabango. And then, with some pressure on him, Nathan Wood-Gordon puts through his net on 95 minutes. Swansea fans are going to be much happier with the past 2 games than the first 2, despite the gnarly, horrible ending here. The trend seems up for the Swans. Millwall fans are going to be wondering what their side could do this season if they can muster just an above-average away record to match their good form thus far at the Den. West Brom 0, Cardiff 0. I know it's literally the point of football, but West Brom are another side with some issues sticking the ball in the back of the net. It wasn't quite as glaring for the Baggies as the past 2 games, but they seem to be struggling to click up top despite what looks like a really good sort of three off the front and striker in terms of personnel. Perhaps Daryl Dike's injury maybe makes things a little bit trickier in that regard. Cardiff have started the season well. The points tally is good. They've kept 3 clean sheets in 4 games as well, which is great. Maybe like West Brom, Cardiff fans are going to be a bit wary about the lack of chances they've made in a few of their games. But look, they've still picked up points, which shows a good level of durability. Maybe with hindsight here, a shutout was almost preordained. Oh, crikey. Videos, late nights, games, miles on the road galore this week. Please let me know that it was all worth it by hitting the like button and supporting the channel. Preston 0, Rotherham 0. Another 0-0er here as Preston's impregnable defensive start continues. North End are now played 4, conceded 0, which is a great achievement. Problem is, there's been 3 0-0 draws in those 4 games. Preston fans are going to be pondering how things would be looking, particularly if those 2 home games where they've drawn a blank in could have been a bit more clinical. 40 shots in the 2 games at Deepdale and 2 0-0 draws. Rotherham, they'll be more than happy with this. They're a game behind because of Coventry's pitch issues. So this is their first away game. Clean sheet, point, still undefeated. Good start, a thumbs up for me for Rotherham. QPR 0, Blackpool 1. Well, I read this one completely wrong. In my brain, the Seny Dieng heroics of the weekend, we're going to see QPR confident and turning the corner. And perhaps Blackpool were going to start to have a bit of a struggle under Michael Appleton. Wrong. A great win for Blackpool, though, on the road. And I'm going to damn them with faint praise here. What a great player Josh Bowler is. 7 goals last season. And here he is again doing the honours with the only goal in this one. Now, whilst it's great to have a player you can rely on for much of your attacking output, the flip side is you do hope for Blackpool's sake that the constantly discussed and linked away Bowler sees his way through at least one of this season's 2 transfer window. Rangers, mixed bag so far. Can they put it right against Rotherham on Saturday? Bristol City 2, Luton 0. Bristol City get themselves off the mark with the first win of their campaign. Wells and Scott combine for the opener. Conway gets the second inside the half-hour mark. Now, given Bristol City's leaky defensive nature and the fact they went down to 10 men with 20-ish to go, I suspect Robins fans will be really pleased with the clean sheet and holding on to the 3 points here. Nigel Pearson was right on brand. He had an outburst about referees after this win. Come on, Nigel, try and enjoy the 3 points for at least 5 minutes, hey? What's wrong with Luton as well? Second bottom, no wins and only a single goal in their first 4. Luton have been a fine example of how to exist, not just exist, and thrive in the Championship the past few seasons. Their history tells us things will probably turn fairly soon, but not the start I expected from the Hatters after finishing in the top 6 last season. Of course, not taking anything away from Bristol City, though, for this win. Norwich 2, Huddersfield 1. Norwich also get themselves a first win this midweek, relieving the pressure on Dean Smith with a 2-1 win over Huddersfield. Star striker Teemu Pukki not around. So it was a player who had an excellent loan at Huddersfield last season who did the damage here. Daniel Senani made the opener for Josh Sargent, and then he scored the second himself after just 16 minutes. Game as a spectacle should have been done and dusted after Tom Lee's red card on 48, but in the end the winning margin was only 1 goal. A bit nervy for those Norwich fans there, as the 10 men of Huddersfield got one back through Patrick Jones on 81. Really important result for Norwich. Maybe some affirmation for Dean Smith as well, as the numbers and pattern look similar to the previous games, only this time take out the individual mistakes and 3 points and a win in the column, despite probably would have wanted to be more comfortable at 2-0 and against 10 men in the second half. Huddersfield, 3rd defeat in 4, and they're the latest away team supposed to be going to Coventry at the weekend. The game is off, and if others pick up points, they may well be down in the bottom 3, Huddersfield, next time they play. Stoke 2, Borough 2. Middlesbrough are now the team who's had the most goals in total in their matches so far. Nobody has scored more than Borough in the Championship, but worryingly, they actually have the worst defensive record in the league alongside their goal-scoring prowess. Borough have now scored twice in each of their last 3 games and not won any of them. Opponents Stoke went into this one with just a single win too, and so it is. We land on a draw last night. Jacob Brown hit the opener. He looks like he might be ready to surpass his total of 13 goals last season. Isaiah Jones, go figure, 3rd goal contribution of the season already for him, setting up Duncan Watmore for 1-1. Borough got themselves in front again through a Jagielka own goal, but that defence lets them down. DiMaggio, Wright, Phillips equalised in stoppage time. Stoke fans will obviously be the more happier given the timing of that equalising goal. Borough fans are going to be feeling the reverse emotions of Burnley and West Brom fans. Wilder's team have got the scoring bit down. Keeping the ball out of the other net appears to be the issue. Coventry versus Wigan. This is the latest game postponed at the CBS. The weekend game is not going to be played either, meaning that unless we get some very hastily rescheduled fixtures, the Sky Blues are definitely going to be at the bottom of the Championship going into the weekend of the 27th. Wigan return against Birmingham on Saturday. Hey, they might enjoy having had the midweek off. Let's have a quick look at the tables then after round 4. Blackburn still up top despite their defeat. Hull and Watford, well done. They're also in the 2 points per game club. Sheffield United, Millwall and Cardiff make up the rest of the early season top 6. Coventry, well, they're bottom, but we know why that is, and it's not exactly an on-pitch issue. Luton and West Brom in the bottom 3 with them. Surprising names that we wouldn't expect to remain too long below that relegation line. Now, these midweek rounds make things very, very busy on the channel. I'm just about keeping up, but if you're struggling, here is what you might have missed. So much content down the channel. Take your pick. You can go this side, and you can see my match blogs from the past 2 nights, or you can go this side and have a look at some dearly departed content, looking at some of the teams that have been promoted out of the Championship and up into the Premier League.